People, this is Women Wrestlers You Should Know in commemoration of Women's History Month being brought to you by Premier Pro Wrestling. I'm Randy Ritchie, and today we're going to do something current for once, as it's official. Stacy Keibler is going to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame 2023 class. Keibler, a WWE fan favorite from the early 2000s, will be inducted into WWE's 2023 Hall of Fame class, along with Rey Mysterio, the Great Muta, and the late great comedian Andy Kaufman. Pretty good company, girl. After a storied career from WWE, former WWE superstar Stacy Keibler can now add Hall of Famer to her name, and it's a moment that she didn't anticipate happening. This is from People. The 43-year-old will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame later this month, just before the start of WrestleMania 39, taking place over 2 nights from April 1st and April 2nd at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. I never thought I'd be in the Hall of Fame, to be honest, she tells People. I was completely shocked when I got the call. I had tears in my eyes. Keibler said she found out when she received an unexpected call from a WWE representative 2 weeks ago while she's at home in her kitchen. When she told me, I screamed and tears were in my eyes, and I was completely overwhelmed with just gratefulness, Stacy Keibler recalls. That's something, man. So we all know Stacy Keibler, and I don't want to talk about the Hollywood crap or the gossip or the rumors or the whatever from the past. It seems like it's always going to be this way, but the hotter, the more attractive the person is, the harder time they seem to have when it comes to not just other women or other men, but just other women. And I can tell you by, the gifts that she has as far as her appearance goes, she's probably had to deal with a lot of that throughout her life. So now we're going to check out Wikipedia for some fact-based stuff. Well, as close as we could come to fact-based stuff around Miss Keibler. Stacy Ann Marie Keibler, born October 14, 1979, is an American retired professional wrestler and actress, a former cheerleader, dancer, and model. She's specifically known for her work with WCW and World Wrestling Entertainment. She began her professional wrestling career as a part of the Nitro Girls in WCW. So let's talk just a second about the Nitro Girls. I loved that concept for television. I don't know if Eric Bischoff came up with it, and I'm not here to talk about Eric Bischoff. What I am here to say in regards to that was this. It's so much better going into a commercial or coming out from a commercial to keep your live audience connected. Those Nitro Girls were a brilliant idea, and if you notice, you got about 15 seconds of them coming out of commercial so you can see how beautiful they were, i.e., Stacy Keibler got noticed. She quickly moved on to a more prominent role in the company as the manager, Miss Hancock. As Miss Hancock, Keibler was known for doing table dances. Now, that's not table dances. It was dancing on tables. Her relationship with David Flair and a pregnancy angle, which that was stupid. I'm sure that was some Russo Bischoff crap. After WCW was purchased by WWF in 2001, Keibler moved to the company during the Attitude Era using her real name, taking part in an invasion storyline. She also managed the Dudley Boys. She managed Tess, Scott Steiner. She affiliated with Hurricane and Rosie. And she was nicknamed Super Stacy. I remember that. It was kind of adorable now I'm thinking about it. Keibler was a contestant on Dancing with the Stars Season 2, where she placed third. She also appeared on another ABC series, such as What About Brian, George Lopez, and October Road, as well as the 100th episode of CBS sitcom How I Met Your Mother. I didn't know she was in How I Met Your Mother. My youngest daughter is a huge How I Met Your Mother fan. As a bartender and on the USA Network show Psych, which is a pretty good show. Keibler also modeled, appearing in both Maxim and Stuff magazines. Keibler is to be considered a sex symbol. Well, that's for damn sure. She's just a beautiful woman. I want to get to this here. That's her early life, and early life's fine, but I want to get to the personal part, so bear with me while you can, and then I'll close this thing up with my personal action with Miss Hancock, with Stacy Keibler, you know. Yes, she was in the Attitude Era, but I don't remember her being too overexposed into anything that would have been too far. You know what I'm saying? And it was pretty amazing that she got into the wrestling industry to begin with, you know. Here's her modeling and acting career. As the fitness editor at Stuff magazine during 2005 and 2006, Keibler wrote and modeled for her own occasional column, Getting Fit with Stacy Keibler. She has appeared on the cover of the magazine twice, and that was June 2005 and March 2006. Maxim named Keibler number 5 in its 2006 Hot 100 issue, and number 7 in its Hot 100 issue for 2007. You know, which is saying a lot, but also says that she wrote. You see what I'm saying? So there's a decent brain there. She didn't just get by on just her beauty, which she very well could have, as beautiful as that woman is, man. Now, at the time, I had a wrestling company called the North American Wrestling Federation. And in that time frame, I was doing a lot of extra work with WCW. And doing said extra work, I started to negotiate with WCW to be an actual developmental territory for WCW. That being said, I was there so much and I was getting really close to people. And there was this circle of Devin Storm, David Flair, Stacy Keibler, and Daphne. And they were just really cute together, and they were just kids. They were so young. They were so energetic, and they were really cool to be around. Now, the way I handled myself was I was never acting like a mark if I was ever backstage with any wrestling company, regardless of who I was working with or how big they were. And as a result of that, and seeing those guys, you know, off and on and so much, and I would say probably 5 times a week, for, 6 months or so, I guess I would go ahead and say, they had this bubble around them that they would only let in people that they trusted. David Flair, yes, was the son of Ric Flair, but there was also a lot of jealousy with non-contract talent and some of the trivial contracted talent at the time, because he wasn't a wrestler and he was getting paid and he was getting all that TV talk. People were intimidated. It's a competitive industry. Yeah, Daphne, who was absolutely adorable and not a wrestler either, but she was a very entertaining character. And then you had a nice, quiet, humble Chris Ford, or Crowbar, and then you had just the beautiful Stacy Keibler. And once they felt safe around you, and you weren't a threat, or you weren't going to go on the internet and say what you saw, or say what you heard, or embellish, or make shit up, or take pictures with your fucking phone, well, then they were comfortable around you, you know? And, you know, it was cool being able to do things like go from one taping to another taping on a private plane, you know, chartered by WCW, and being able to sit next to Stacy Keibler, just have it be no big deal. When inside my head it was a big deal. I couldn't look at her, and I tried so hard not to look at her because I didn't want her to feel under the microscope, because she really was so beautiful and so talented. And, you know, I'm sorry, folks, but at 5'11", you know, with those beautiful legs and that beautiful face, she was hard not to stare at. But I did it, you know. I fought it no matter what. And as a result of that, she was just a really cool chick, you know, never flirtatious. I never acted flirtatious with her or even tried to. I wouldn't fool myself into thinking that. And as a result of that, she just treated me like a human being, you know? And I treated her like a human being. And then it was a cool denominator. And I thought, what a cool chick. I have never known in my lifetime anyone so beautiful that had every reason in the world to act like a bitch, who was just such a down-to-earth, wholesome, fun-loving, funny, decent human being, you know? I think this is a phenomenal, phenomenal thing that they are inducting her into the Hall of Fame. I, for one, am sure happy for her, and I'm really happy for the way things ended up for her, because at the time, let's see, she was 20 years old when I met her, now that I think about it. Think about that for a second, folks. That's a hell of a lot of pressure. Now, the one thing WCW did do on a certain level at the time, in spite of all the dirt that you hear and read and the stuff that went on, mostly in the upper echelon of the company with wife swapping and all that crazy, WCW did do a lot of sensitivity training. So there wasn't a tremendous amount of dating between the talent roster and the the Nitro girls or any of the girls that were backstage, which was pretty cool. Some of it happened, but it was all done pretty tastefully. That was something that probably being Turner Broadcasting at the time or whatever the corporation was. I don't think it was AOL yet. Maybe it was AOL for a bit. They took that real serious. As a result of it, there wasn't a lot of problems there. And I don't think you see a lot of Me Too that last year to 2 years that WCW is open. So hats off to them for that, because that's how a wrestling company should be ran, just like any other company. But again, I really appreciated the fact that there was somebody out there that was that beautiful, that talented. Again, I mean, watch her dance. The girl could dance, and I bet she loved to dance. She had to have loved to dance to be as accomplished in dancing as she is. But again, at the end of the day, it's nice to have somebody that's so beautiful and achieves such mainstream stardom that is still such a cool chick that she'll admit to, a People magazine and take that chance to say, I actually cried and I was surprised. And she's more than happy, to accept. All right, guys, women wrestlers you should know. Please note this is being brought to you commercial-free by Premier Pro Wrestling. So please like, subscribe, and if you want to support Premier Pro Wrestling, the links are in the description. Thanks.